Donald Trump is nothing more than a criminal suspect facing 91 felony counts, desperately searching for a self-pardon. So it's obvious to all of us that his priority is not the people of the Bronx. His priority is a self-pardon and self-preservation. And I'm confident that the people of the Bronx are not going to buy the snake oil he's selling.
Okay, so let's talk about this Trump rally. Yesterday, Trump went to the Bronx, a Democrat stronghold. This place has been voting Democrat for president, for mayor, governor, all of that for decades. I mean, nearly a century at this point. These guys are super blue, voted in large parts for Biden, voted in large parts for Obama. But Trump held a rally out there yesterday and drew tens of thousands of people. There's controversy behind it. We're going to get into it. But he's saying that he pulled in a crowd of 30,000 people. And it could have been somewhere in that range by the looks of that crowd because it was pretty big. But a lot of people in New York are mad because, like I said, New York City, the entire area, the boroughs, it's all Democrat. This is supposed to be locked down. Republicans, you're not allowed to come here. You're not allowed to rally here. You're not going to get any votes here. These votes automatically go to Democrats to the point where the Democrats, they don't even go there. Obama never went there. Biden never went there. They're like, why should we waste our time going to the Bronx when these fools are going to vote for us anyway? All we have to do in the Bronx, because it's mostly Latino and black, got a lot of Dominicans, a lot of Puerto Ricans up there. So all we got to do is say racism. We got to say, hey, the Republicans are racist. And just like that, the Bronx will vote super blue. So they thought they had this place locked down, but because Trump is tied up with these legal cases, that may be one of the reasons why he decided to hold a rally in the Bronx and drew this massive crowd. Had people there talking crap about AOC, talking crap about the governor, calling out all the problems going on in New York. And speaking of the problems in New York, let's get into the New York governor. Now, this lady has been in for a couple of years and has done a terrible job. Crime is running rampant. It got so bad to the point that she had to deploy the National Guard to New York City subways because the crime was so rampant. Because NYPD was underfunded, understaffed, because nobody wants to be a cop in these blue cities anymore, that she had to send a National Guard. The deaths from drug overdose, off the charts. We have criminal aliens coming in by the hundreds of thousands in New York City. New York City is an absolute hellhole in terms of crime, in terms of inflation, because these people who are living paycheck to paycheck, a lot of them are going homeless. They can barely afford to live. Rent is skyrocketing, housing is skyrocketing. Businesses have fled. A lot of businesses have died because of those dumbass lockdown policies issued by this governor and the previous governor. All those vaccine policies that they issued. A lot of businesses either went under completely or they got the hell out of Dodge, went to somewhere like Florida, Tennessee, or Texas. So let's look at the New York governor talking about the people, her people, the New Yorkers who showed up to see Trump.
Well, I'll tell you, it won't make a difference at all, Jake, and that is for Donald Trump to be the ringleader of and invite all his clowns to a place like the Bronx. New York will never, ever support Donald Trump for president. We know him better than anyone, and that means we understand what he's all about is just for himself. So
this is what she thinks. Just like when Hillary Clinton back in the day, she called those people who were going to vote against her a basket of deplorables. Just a part of the country. We just can't help them. Just a basket of deplorables. This is her basket of deplorables moment. She can never go any higher than this position, governor of New York, because she has a bunch of brainwashed sheep in New York who are going to vote for her anyway. But she can never elevate her career any higher than that because this is going to be brought up time and time again. She called her own people, the New Yorkers who showed up to see Trump, clowns. Wow. Now, I hope y'all taking notes of that. Now, let's look at Ocasio-Cortez, AOC. I don't know why this woman is in office. We know she was a plant from the beginning, but the reason why people continue to vote for her, despite her doing a terrible job over the last several years, has done nothing but enrich herself. The reason why people vote for her is beyond me. But she's salty because this rally was right down the street from her district. It wasn't exactly in her district, just a couple of blocks down from her district. So a lot of her own people, a lot of the people from the region of Bronx that she represents, were down there screaming, build a wall, Trump 2024. So she's salty about it. She's talking crowd. Let's take a look at her talking about it.
He's hosting a rally to try to con people and try to fleece them out of every dollar that they have to fund his own legal fees. And by the way, he's doing it in the South Bronx not to make a point, but because he's got court. And the man practically has the legal version of an ankle bracelet around him, and he can't leave the 5 boroughs because he always has to be in court. And so it is truly an embarrassment to him. And I am looking forward to the response of everyday Bronxites talking about how they feel about him coming to their backyard.
So instead of going to mainstream liberal media, instead of running to MSNBC, CNN, and all of them, why didn't she go up to the Bronx and hold a rally too? Oh, it doesn't work out. Because when she holds a rally, all they do is protest her. They scream at her, oh, you're doing a terrible job. You're running off jobs. You ran off Amazon, other companies. And now you're funding genocide in Gaza, all of that. That's all she's going to hear if she tries to hold a rally. And she's not going to draw anywhere near the crowd that Trump drew. And not only do we have these Democrats in office salty, upset because Trump went to their stronghold, went to the heart of their city and showed that he can pull massive crowds in their regions. But the Democrat voters, a lot of these voters believe that if you're black, you're Latino, you shouldn't be voting Republican. You're not allowed to. Because remember, Joe Biden himself said, look, the Republicans are going to put you back in chains. He said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. So keep that in mind. If you're black, if you're Latino, if you vote Republican, something must be wrong with you. So let's take a look at one of these idiot Democrat brainwashed voters talking crap about people just because they choose to vote for Republicans or they chose to go to attend Trump's rally.
You know, it's damn well pissing me off because Donald Trump thought it was okay to hold a rally in the Bronx. And he thought it was okay because there seems to be a rise of black and brown people supporting him. The fact that I saw my Puerto Rican brethren and Dominicans over there supporting this man, as well as black people, that shit was jarring. In the freaking Bronx, in our freaking hood. Now, I'm quite sure a lot of people were bussed in because they want to show a damn presence. But you know those people from Staten Island and Long Island? Maybe City Island now. I honestly was very happy that I saw people walking away from this damn rally. That people were not paying attention because he's a freaking blowhard. But I was expecting a riot. I was expecting a pushback. I was expecting counter protesters. Where you at? Why you even allow this man to step foot in the Bronx?
So people like her, they can get on TikTok, Instagram, they can talk their ish, they can say all of this and that, but it's not going to deter people because the reality is right in their face. Food prices are high as hell. Gas prices are high as hell. Like I said, New York City, rent to rent some tiny little closet that they call a studio apartment in New York, $3,000, $4,000. I mean, it's insane. The prices are absolutely ridiculous in that region. So people are struggling to survive. And like I said, on top of that, you have crime running rampant. So you're paying for this $3,000 studio apartment, and then you try to walk down the street to go get something to eat. You might get mugged. You might not even make it back. You only got $10, $20 in your pocket to buy a sandwich. But somebody's going to take that from you because the city doesn't support the cops. The state don't support the cops. They're bringing in criminal aliens, gang members from Venezuela, from Mexico, from the Middle East, from China, all over the world. This is what the people have to live in. So people like this lady trying to talk crap about these people for supporting Trump, it's not going to work because these people in the Bronx who are supporting Trump, they feel it. They feel it. Every time they have to pay a bill, they have to pay that ridiculous rent, they have to buy food, they feel it in their pocketbook how expensive it is. And when they have to get on the subway and watch their backs because we got a bunch of lunatics, we need to bring the asylums back. That's a different story. We have a bunch of lunatics on the subway. We got criminals on the subway, and these people know they'll get away with it. It is extremely hard, expensive, and dangerous to live in New York, and these people know it, and they desperately want change. they're screaming build a wall because they're saying get all of these illegal immigrants the hell out of New York. They're driving up costs of everything. They're driving up prices. And they're trying to show their anger towards the governor, towards the mayor, Eric Adams, and all of them, because it's just too hard to live in New York. So talking crap about these people, it's not going to work. This is something that Joe Biden has done. Well, he doesn't say it. He sends his people out there to say it because he's too senile. So his people say, yeah, Bidenomics is working. The economy is good, even though the people feel it in their wallet that it's not good. They're saying, look, no, you don't know. You don't understand. The economy is good. Don't believe your lying eyes. The economy is good. And arguments like that just don't work. These people know what's going on. They feel the danger when they're walking down the street, when they're on the subway. They feel the expense every time they pay a bill, every time they have to go grocery shopping. So talking crap about these people will not work. So let's look at another endorsement Trump got. There's this popular reverend down there, this Puerto Rican preacher, and he endorsed Trump. Even though he's Latino, he's Puerto Rican. Apparently, he's not supposed to vote for Trump, but he did.
To join you in having the Bronx great again. Please accept this Democrat, this black Puerto Rican with a kinky hair and a broken English. Please accept my endorsement for you as a president. Thank you very much.
So if you ask Kathy Hochul, according to her, this man's a clown. And according to that dumbass lady on TikTok, something's wrong with this man. He must hate himself. So like I said, these people are salty because Trump went to their stronghold. He went to the heart of their city and stole the show. Something that the governor, the mayor, AOC, none of them can draw support in their own city like this. And these people are afraid that if this keeps happening, a lot of people are just going to sit out the vote and not vote for the Democrats in this upcoming election. And a lot of them may flip. Now, I don't think that Trump can actually win New York. He could win upper New York. He can win the state overall. But New York City is just too far gone at this point. It's going to take a long time for him to be able to tip the scales to even turn it purple. But it shows that there are cracks in the armor of the Democrat strongholds. If you go to look at a lot of these swing states, Trump is leading in the polls. The blue wall in the Midwest, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Wisconsin, all of that, they're cracks in it. It looks like Trump might sweep that area. So these are signs showing that all of this brainwashing, all of these lies by the Democrats trying to blame Trump for everything, all of their problems, these are signs showing that despite all of that, despite all of the charges that the Democrats have leveled against Trump, it's not working. A lot of people in this country aren't stupid, so they can see exactly what's happening, and they're going to support Trump. So, like I said, there's just way too many people in New York who vote blue, so he might not win it, but other places that voted for Biden back in 2020, even though it's a lot of fishiness, that's a different story too, but some of these places that went blue back in 2020, a lot of those places are going to be red this time. And they're saying, oh, well, Trump, he doesn't care about the Bronx. He doesn't care about y'all anyway. He's only here because of his legal obligations, because we keep hitting him with charges. We're trying to tie him up in court. We don't want him out campaigning in the swing states. We don't want him traveling the country to try to gain votes. We're just going to try to trap him in New York City with a bunch of dumbass charges like that court hearing about the porn star Stormy Daniels. Hush money payments. Completely ridiculous. So Trump said, okay, if you want me in New York, how about I just embarrass y'all in your own district? So maybe that's why he went to the Bronx. Who knows? If Trump wouldn't have these charges in these court hearings, maybe he would have never went to the Bronx. But I think it's a great thing that he did. And I think he needs to go to Chicago. He needs to hit the south side of Chicago, these Democrat strongholds in Chicago, because people there are also salty. People are bitter. So in states like that, if you can draw large enough crowds consistently and piss off the Democrats, maybe they'll have to invest some of their resources to go counter what you're doing in their strongholds. So I think this was a great move by Trump to show that you're not going to be able to stop me. All of your witch hunt prosecutions won't be able to stop me. And he's looking real good going to 2024. So let's look at a couple of clips about the crowd size. Like I said, Trump said he had 30,000. Maybe it was 20,000. Could have been 30,000. Somewhere in that range. But some people are saying, well, it was only 5,000. No, it was only a couple hundred. And I think it was CNN they were showing this picture of a crowd hours before Trump was even there, before the event even started. They were saying, no, there's only a couple hundred people there and nobody wants to see Trump. But they were lying. And they even eventually had to admit that he had a nice sized crowd. Let's take a look.
This line was not here just 2 hours ago. Now, this is one road right here, right? The beginning of the rally is up ahead still. This line stretches all the way down this road back here. And then you have groups of people up front. So I just wanted to give you guys an example of how drastically this scene has changed in just 2 hours.
You get.
Well, certainly a bigger crowd than I think Democrats would like to see, particularly given this is one of the bluest counties in the entire country. Now, one of the things that was interesting to me is that the Trump campaign said that they were going to micro-target to get people from the community to come to this rally. I wasn't sure what to expect. I've gone to a lot of these rallies across the country, and there are often people who travel hundreds of miles to see Donald Trump, and they're not necessarily part of the community. However, one of the things that I found was that there were a lot of people here that were actually from the Bronx.
So that's CNN right there, putting their own foot in their mouth yet again. So let's take a look at some of the voters in the Bronx who actually support Trump.
South Bronx, would you attend the rally?
Of course, I would want to meet Trump. I want to shake his hand.
He's the only president that I see that can ever make America great again. He's capable of doing that.
I would love to go to a rally with Donald Trump come, because I'm a big Donald Trump supporter, and I will support him 100%.
Oh, yeah, definitely we're going to show him love. We're going to show him a lot of love, and, you know, like they do in other states. We definitely need to see Trump here.
So what do you guys think about this? What do you think about Trump campaigning in the Bronx? What do you think it means for the overall 2024 election? What do you think it means for AOC? There was one lady saying, get her the hell out of there.
The local elections are more important than the presidency. Get rid of AOC. Vote her ass out. Get rid of Richie Torres. Vote his ass out.
Should Trump do more rallies like that? Should he go to more Democrat strongholds like in Florida, like in Illinois, maybe in California, or should he focus more on the swing states? Let me know what you guys think. Leave me your thoughts down below. Share the video. Thanks for watching.